Hey, how's it going? Got me the day off work, so I decided I would take the time and throw down an entry for DrOktöber's contest. I only subscribed to him a couple weeks ago, so I don't know him, and I haven't had a whole lot of time to dig deep into his back catalog. But from what I've seen, he shows some pretty cool stuff, and his videos are impeccably done. He's a Finnish guy living in Hungary, which is pretty interesting right off the bat. Yeah, so his contest, it's a simple one. He just wants you to show 3 film soundtracks and explain why you decided to show those 3 particular film soundtracks. So I'll jump in with UKDK. It's a film from 1983. Soundtrack here is on Anagram Records. Reason I decided to show this is because it was the first punk documentary that I ever saw. And it was one of the things that kind of further reinforced the fact that I would be into punk, pretty much for the rest of my days, at least up till today, as I'm still kicking. It's actually a great soundtrack. I mean, it's kind of a who's who of UK hardcore punk of the time. You got like the Exploited, the Addicts, Chaos UK, which blew my mind at the time. Disorder, The Business, Action Pact, The Vibrators, The Damned, Pressure, One Way System, The Verrukers, Angelic Upstarts, and Vice Squad. Now, Angelic Upstarts, One Way System, Pressure, and Action Pact weren't even actually in the film. They were just added on to the soundtrack. And Blitz were in the film, but their track is nowhere to be found here, which is a shame because it's a great track. But all in all, like I said, great soundtrack if you're into like UK82 stuff or Oi. It's good. And if you haven't watched the documentary, I highly suggest that too because it's great. Next up, also from 1983, also punk related, Suburbia. Soundtrack is on Enigma Records. The reason I show this is because as teenagers, my friends and I watched this 986 gazillion thousand times. Yeah, it was a punk movie. It was a group of punk kids, outcasts, them against the world, doing what they had to do. And as you get older and you watch it, you realize that this group of punk kids that you thought were so awesome really aren't so cool at all. But you got Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. You got this guy who was in a band called Patriots that were all right. The rest of them I don't know anything about. Soundtrack, it's got tracks from D.I., TSOL, and the Vandals. They appeared live in the film as well, so these are those tracks, just studio versions. And the B-side is scored by Alex Gibson, who was a member of a band called Bee People that are probably best known as being one of the weird bands on side B of the Let Them Eat Jelly Beans compilation that Alternative Tentacles released. He was also in a band with Michael Gira, or Gira, whatever, the guy from the Swans. I believe he was also in 45 Grave for a time. But, yeah, Suburbia. It's an entertaining movie. And then lastly, 1986, Reform School Girls. This soundtrack here is on Rhino Records. Why did I decide to show this one? I got 2 reasons. Wendy O. Williams and Sybil Danning. I mean, that's all you really need. I mean, who really doesn't like a women's prison film, right? But, yeah, soundtrack predominantly done by Wendy O. Williams. The title track's great. Sticks in my head for years. It's also got Etta James doing a, bluesy, soulful kind of number. Girls' School, New Wave of British Heavy Metal. Screaming Sirens doing kind of an upbeat 50s influenced rock and roll type song. And a band called Girls' Night Out that are just your standard AOR kind of stuff. But yeah, it's one that doesn't seem to pop up a whole lot. And I mean, you really can't go wrong with the late, great Wendy O. Williams. So yeah, Reform School Girls. Not a bad film either. So there's 3. He wanted it done in 8 minutes, and I pretty much cut that in half. So on with the rest of my day. Stay safe, kids. Bye.